Joseph 15. Alright, let's talk about something pretty intense. Hell. Specifically, what do people do there? I've heard this idea floating around that maybe people in hell just kind of build their own society separate from God, like they're just living their lives but in the lake of fire. Is there any biblical basis for that? 0:15:030. It's a fascinating thought, almost like a sci-fi or fantasy novel. People mining brimstone, building cities of obsidian, creating their own little civilization in defiance of Jajich. Everything. But when we actually look at what the Bible says about hell, it paints a very, very different picture. The image of hell, or more accurately, the lake of fire, is not one of a new beginning or mystical existence. It's consistently described as a place of final, irreversible judgment and suffering. Jesus himself uses some of the most vivid and terrifying imagery. In Matthew 13, he talks about a fiery furnace where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Acts 1:30. Think about that phrase, a weeping and gnashing of teeth. Weeping implies profound sorrow, regret, and loss. Gnashing of teeth suggests intense, agonizing pain and anger. This isn't the sound of people getting on with their lives. It's the sound of torment. It's the sound of existence stripped from all joy, all hope, and all purpose. 132. The Bible describes hell as a place of outer darkness. In a world created by a God who is light, darkness represents the complete absence of his goodness, his love, and his presence. Building a life, creating, innovating. These are all reflections, however faint, of our Creator. The idea of doing these things in a place defined by God's total absence just doesn't line up. 2:30. Another key description is eternal fire or unquenchable fire. The Apostle Paul in 2 Thessalonians says those who don't know God will suffer the punishment of eternal destruction, away from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of his might. Destruction, not reconstruction. Not a new society. 33. So will people be building lives in hell? The biblical evidence points to a firm no. The concept of hell isn't a parallel universe where humanity gets a do-over without God. It's described as the tragic, final, and conscious consequence of separation from the source of all life, goodness, and light. It's not about what people do in hell, but what is done to them, a state of eternal conscious torment and separation. It's a sobering and terrifying thought, and it's why the message of salvation and reconciliation with God is considered such incredibly good news.